All right, algorithm. Tonight is going to be an interesting night. Welcome to Celebrity Court. I'm your host, Al Reynolds, bringing you today's most jaw-dropping legal cases involving the rich and the infamous. From multi-million dollar verdicts to unprecedented new laws, we're breaking down the drama and the legal consequences. So buckle up because it's going to be a wild ride tonight. And when I tell you a wild ride, I mean a wild ride. I have been to an event tonight and I have just maybe, I'm not admitting to this, but I may have had a glass of wine too many, but that only makes for a great show. All right, everybody, please, if you please hit the like button. Also, please hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, please share. If you have all shared, ask another friend, share to someone else, turn on your notifications, and also drop down into the comments tonight because you know we love your comments. Now, tonight's a special night. We have a new legal beagle joining us tonight. And as you have requested, we have one of your favorite legal beagles, Brittany. Brittany is back with us tonight to share her opinion. And we also will have with us tonight the fiery civil attorney, Shatan Turner, and also humorous lawyer, Sean Carter. All right, let me start with the new guy, Jason Weiss. Welcome to the court, Celebrity Court of Public Opinion.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. I don't think we're ready for tonight with you. All right. Also up, we have the fiery civil attorney, Shatan Turner. Welcome back to Celebrity Court.
Hi, Your Honor. Nice to meet you, Jason. Hope we have fun tonight.
All right. Also joining the panel. Yep, you heard me right. Brittany. Brittany is back, everybody. Brittany, thank you.
Hey.
Counselor Porter, welcome back to the Celebrity Court of Public Opinion.
I'm so glad to be back, and thank you guys for having me again.
Absolutely. Last but not least, definitely not least, let's please welcome attorney humorist Sean Carter. Welcome back to the Celebrity Court of Public Opinion. How are you?
Happy to be here, Your Honor. A full house, ready to go.
All right, everybody. Celebrity Court is now in session. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with a tragic case that has reshaped discussions around amusement park safety. A jury awarded $300 million to the family of the 14-year-old Tyre Sampson, who tragically died after falling from a Florida drop tower ride in 2022. I don't know if any of you have seen that video, but it was absolutely insane to watch. But what does this decision mean for the rider operators and safety regulations? I'm gonna throw this to you, Jason, because it seems to me that's down in Florida somewhere, right? Was this in Florida or Texas?
This was in Orlando, Florida, my home state.
There you go.
Mine too.
Yep, Brittany too. So we can share it. So, I mean, look, there were so many things wrong with this from the get-go, from the fact that they had to manually adjust some of the sensors in order to allow him in. He far exceeded the amount that you'd be allowed to weigh and do all of this. And there were so many things that the ride safety centers basically were removed. They were taken off. And that's how this got started. One of the things that I find just absolutely shocking is that there's been 0 criminal charges that have stemmed from this. 0. And I understand, that they're investigating and they're doing and but I mean, someone's got to be held accountable for this.
So let me ask you this. You said 0 charges, but the jury found Icon Park and the ride operator liable for negligence under the Florida's wrongful death statutes. Are you saying no one still got charged?
You got it. There have been no criminal charges brought against anyone at this point in time.
That's interesting.
They just proceeded on the criminal side. The civil side. They have just proceeded on the criminal
Brittany,
side.
this is your hometown. What do you have to say, Attorney Porter, about this nonsense? I honestly, if you watch the video, I don't know, do we have video of this or not? Just put it in a private chat if we do not. Rashad. No, okay. It was crazy. Did you guys see this? The way he hit the pavement when he came down off that ride, it was absolutely insane. Honestly, I think they got exactly what they deserved. $300 million. We don't know what that young man could be.
Yeah,
There are a couple of nuances to this case. So if you take it back to what's happened since that accident initially occurred. So back in February of 2023, Orlando Eagle dropped Slingshot, which is the actual ride operator. They paid out $250,000 to the Florida Department of Agriculture as part of their first settlement with the state. And as part of that settlement, they can no longer operate that free fall ride again. In addition to that, they can never apply for any permit or reapply for a permit to do so. And then shortly a month after that, both the park and the ride owner participated in a private settlement with the family. And that's why they weren't a part of the wrongful death lawsuit. Now, what happened with the specific jury trial that we're referencing, that was against the manufacturer. And the reason why they got such a quick verdict is because the manufacturer didn't show up to the trial. And so it ended up being a default judgment.
That sounds like that was dumb.
The sad part is, yes, they do have this multi-$100 million settlement. I mean, not settlement, verdict, judgment that was awarded to them. But now they have to go through the difficult process of collecting. And they're not collecting from an American company. They have to collect against an Austrian company. And so when you deal with trying to collect overseas, depending on the specific country, that's why a lot of people choose to hide their money overseas because of all the red tape and trying to collect. The family may never see that money.
Oh my God, Attorney Turner, is this true? Is this true? Like a family has got a wrongful death claim, $300 million. Are you saying to me that it's possible that they will never see any of that money?
Absolutely. And it's likely that's why they didn't show up, right? Because if they showed up, then all of a sudden they'd have jurisdiction over their person because they came to the court. So they made a conscious effort to say, our money's overseas, we will remain overseas, and then somebody can try to get it from us. And so that's one of the things that just heightens the damage to the family and makes it somewhat of an empty victory, because the one thing I guess they could take solace in is that they won, and so this case can be used in other cases. But
that's not going to help them with anything. They need money.
No, it's not going to help them with the money. The thing that I thought would be helpful for algoriters who might have this question, which is, people know that on the back of the amusement park ticket, it has these disclaimers and waivers that say, bad things might happen to you here and you can't sue.
Right.
That's not entirely true. And that's what this case demonstrates. You cannot get someone to sign a waiver against your negligence. And so when you choose to be in the amusement park business, then what you are obligated to do is to comply with the standard of care and to provide a ride that is safe for what it exists to do. So if it drops, then nobody's supposed to fall out, right? And so as Brittany indicated, or I think it was Attorney Weiss, not Attorney Porter, was that they did all of these things to bypass the safety checks. And so in that case, they deprived the ride of the ability to do what it was designed to do. What I suspect, but I'm not entirely sure about this, is the reason we haven't seen any criminal charges is because in order to get the criminal charges to stick, you almost have to attack the entire amusement park industry, right?
Come on, Brian. You better check it out, lawyer lady.
Who's running those amusement
check
park
it out,
rides?
lawyer lady.
The person who's running the amusement park rides is 15 years old, right? So they're just trying to help people enjoy their experience. So they're like, oh, you don't fit. Let's try to make it work. Let's do this. Let's do that. They didn't have the mens rea because they wanted to hurt him. They were just trying to get him to enjoy the ride. And so where the reckless indifference in criminal starts to come up is whether that model, when you're operating machinery that can kill people, whether that should be entrusted to teenagers at all. I don't know.
What I will tell you, all that you said sound really good, but my baby's dead, and he was alive when he got on that ride, and when that ride functioned, he died. So that means to me, in my head, somebody's going to pay for this. Attorney Carter, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, and then there are ways to pay, like for instance, civilly. And the parents will get some money. They had private settlements with the amusement park company or with Icon Park, and with the ride manufacturer or the ride operator. But as far as criminally, what you're saying is you want a 15-year-old to go to jail for this, and that's probably not correct.
The boy that was operating the machine.
Yeah, you want the 15-year-old to go to jail?
No, he can go to detention though.
I don't think it's a 15-year-old. I think the criminal charges should be against those company officials that are clearly prioritizing profits over safety. I mean, when you do your research, it costs them a little over $600 to put safety belts for all the riders that are getting on this what's typically a missile that's taking them up over 430 feet in the air, which is over the size of a football field, to put that in reference, and dropping them down. And all it did was $600 for you guys to put seatbelts. And you guys don't want to do that because, again, you're prioritizing profits over safety. So I think that's where your criminal charges should lie.
But here's the thing, Attorney Porter. I don't disagree with you, but the reason I think the 15-year-old involvement is a hurdle is because it was those low-level employees who bypassed all these safety checks. That wasn't a corporate decision. The corporate decision was to put a ride in that had safety checks that wouldn't allow for this to happen. And had those been implemented and used, he wouldn't have been on the ride. And so I think this is really a check on the entire industry about whether the model should be putting that level of authority in the hands of children when these are lethal weapons.
I don't care who you put the hands of authority in. My expectation is that when my child comes to the amusement park, that he comes home afterwards. So him dying is a problem.
Well, they did update the law. They did update the law. So if there's any good that can come out the situation, let's make it a teachable moment. At the very least. And so
on the backs of a young man dying?
No, well, I mean, my thing is people die every day. I'm not saying that to be very blunt. I'm saying that we have to find the positive, a way to move forward as a society and make a lesson out of their death so they didn't die for nothing. Right. And with that, I say they did pass the Tyre Sampson Act, which was a huge act. It was voted unanimously in the Florida legislature, and it closed the gaps when it comes to safety right legislation. So now when it comes to operators who are operating, these machineries that can kill people, they're no longer allowed to make those unauthorized adjustments when it comes to the riding restraint systems. And they're required to now submit more detailed information when it comes to their safety and operational protocol. In addition to that, again, back to the Florida Department of Agriculture and them having a lot of oversight. Their oversight was expanded, and they now have more authority when it comes to implementing and establishing minimum training standards for these 15-year-olds that are going to be operating these rides. And they're now allowed to conduct unannounced ride inspections.
All of that sounds very aggressive to be implemented. It's
not aggressive because the loophole is in the applicability, and it's only applicable to those Florida attractions with fewer than 1,000 employees. So obviously we're omitting Walt Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld. Anyone from Florida knows those are the big guys, that they're their own state in themselves. And so they're allowed to still run their own laws and do their own inspections. However, for those smaller amusement parks who tend to be the ones that will err more or not express more caution in their day-to-day operations because they have less to lose, as opposed to a Walt Disney World or a Magnum corporation of that type. I think that this is something, or it's a start in the right direction. So you, as a parent, when you send your kid, you can have some comfort in knowing that there are laws in place now that weren't in place then that are supposed to provide your child with that extra safety protection.
All right, we got you. Hold on, counselors. Hold up, counselors, because we've spent a lot of time on one topic. Coming up, Young Thug demands his freedom during a FaceTime call with his lawyer. This is hilarious to me. Does he have a legal leg to stand on by telling his lawyer that he wants to get parole taken away? All right, rapper Young Thug, embroiled in legal battles stemming from a sweeping RICO indictment, made headlines after a FaceTime call with his lawyers where he demanded to get off of probation. But here's the kicker. His lawyer argued there's no concrete evidence tying him to any crime. Attorney Carter, tell me, please, what's going on in this case? Because I thought that he was clearly tied to RICO charges. No.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. No. Young Thug is in the parlance of the young folks is tripping. Here's why. This is how ridiculous this is. He pled guilty, and as always, and all the attorneys know this. Part of pleading guilty is an allocution, where you go and you say, "I did it. I was wrong. Please don't let me get it out." Then they say, "We're gonna let you get out. We gave you 40 years of probation. We were supposed to give you 40 years of prison. We're gonna let you out." And now he's mad because he got to stay in Atlanta. Now I understand because Atlanta, I've been to Atlanta. It's not that good. It's a lot better than federal prison. And he's mad because I'm sorry, he don't have to stay. Actually, he doesn't. That thing is actually opposite. He's mad because he can't go back to Atlanta. Yeah. It's a part of it is you need to stay out of Atlanta, stay away from all these people, and do 100 hours community service. He mad about 100 hours, all right, of community service because he was going to do 1,000,000 hours of prison, all right, but that's okay. Oh. And the thing of like I said, Atlanta's like I've been there. It's just a bunch of overpriced restaurants with bad service. All right, you can go to somewhere nice. Go somewhere else. And the thing is, you agreed to this a month ago. We talked about this on this show a month ago, and now he like it's too bad. I've been in Atlanta for a month, and I miss it too much. Please. I would say something else, but in reference and respect for Attorney Weiss, I'm not going to use a phrase I would normally use, but it ends with please.
Attorney, right? He got
Attorney Weiss, let me ask you this. His lawyer's strategy hinges on challenging the admissibility of evidence and arguing insufficient connections between the rapper and alleged crimes. That sounds like a good strategy to me.
Yeah, but too little, too late. You should have done that before you accepted the deal, right? He got this deal. He took this deal, and what Attorney Carter said earlier was it's buyer's remorse. He took the deal. The deal was presented. They explained it to him probably in 15 different scenarios, 15 different ways, and he gets 15 years probation, 10 years not allowed in Atlanta, but he can go into the city for family events, community service. Things so he can go there.
Right, he can go. They're basically saying
he can't go to Magic City. That's what he's mad about.
He can't go to Magic City.
You guys are so judgmental.
That were indicted. Yeah, he's got to be on the straight and narrow. What I suspect would happen in terms of this buyer's remorse, right, is that he forgot how much trouble he was in because he's on probation, life is good, and he's like, hey, I should have gotten better. But at the time you took the deal, you thought you were going to be going to prison with baby oil and no Vaseline, right? So I'm just saying.
Order in the court.
That's what he was presented with. That's why he took it.
Why is Vaseline and baby oil in discussion in my courtroom?
Well, because it would be useful in prison, but he probably wouldn't have had it, right? And so anyway, because my understanding is because two other people who did not take the deal, right? They got off. They have no probation. They're exonerated, right? And so now he's like, that should have been me. Well, you know what? You can't have it both ways. You can't take the deal and then say, hey, but I also want to go back and erase it and have this other kind of thing. I actually think the lawyer is pimping him for publicity because in truth, what the lawyer is doing is saying, I did a really bad job when I counseled you to take this deal. And now I want the world to know. He should have no clients after this because the time, as Attorney Weiss said, to have that conversation was before the deal was taken.
But Shaitan, can I tell you one thing? The attorney to attorney, all of us, we see each other. the amount of billable hours he just got paid for, he probably doesn't even need any more clients. I'm retired after this case. I'm good to go.
One thing we are not going to do is talk about
is it Young Thug?
Yes, it is. Hold on.
Wow, let's put him on speaker. Isn't that
Hey,
something?
Jeffrey, what's going on, man?
Man, just chill. What you got going?
I'm actually on a live stream with a reporter talking about you.
Okay.
So say hello to the folks.
Hey, y'all see Young Thug. Hey, Young Thug. We have been praying for you, supporting you, watching you. We are keeping you in prayer while you're on this probation. It's just, yeah, we got you in prayer.
Hey, Jeff. Yes, sir.
Get me off the probation.
So he should just write a love letter to President Biden saying, "Hey, you got those pardons?
Yeah,
Where's mine?" Right?
exactly. Although Trump might be even more inclined because he'd be like, felon to felon, I see you.
Oh, the
We see
shade
each other.
He'll be appointed on the entertainment board. Come on. We know that.
Exactly.
The shade. All right, let's keep the shade going. $10 million balcony lawsuit against Diddy. Sean Diddy Combs is no stranger to legal drama, but this latest accusation is beyond chilling. A woman is suing him for $10 million, claiming he dangled her off of a balcony during a party. If proven, this case could be a legal and reputational disaster for the music mogul, more than what he's experiencing right now. All right, guys, can his reputation get any more ruined? Attorney Porter, tell me what your thoughts are with this.
What did Rick Ross say? Accusations. I mean, I just quite honestly, if I'm going to be very
What's wrong with you, woman? Hold on.
I mean, honestly, I feel for
that. Oh, God.
But knowing what real government indictments look like, they always go after the fall guy first, and then you later see the bigger guy that they needed the fall guy because Diddy's going to have to get a plea deal. In order for him to get a plea deal, he's going to have to rat on whoever they're really after. So I truly believe the government is looking into allegations regarding what is it called? The what do you call it? The child what do you call it? When you traffic, child trafficking? Yeah, trafficking, both in the United States and overseas, stemming from, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. And Diddy kind of got involved in that. But I don't think Diddy's their guy. I think Diddy is the next step to their bigger guy. Remember American Gangster? Before they realized that it was truly his character that was the guy, and they were leading up to the chain.
You know what?
They're just oiling him up. Come on, they're just oiling him up. That's it.
Exactly.
I'm not serious right now. You know what? Everybody, algoriters, viewers, please hit the like button because these lawyers are off the chain tonight. Please hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, please hit the share button. Don't forget to turn on your notifications and drop down in the comments because I see now we have about 9 questions that we have to get back to tonight. And I just wanted to say, one of our fans, Miss P, said, it seems like Al had too much buttery Chardonnay. Miss P, it wasn't buttery Chardonnay. It wasn't buttery Chardonnay tonight. All right, let's go to the next topic. Y'all got me really crazy tonight. Anyway, murder of the UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson is taking headlines, and the chilling case of UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson was tragically killed by a stranger, and hours later his home was targeted in a swatting attack. While the motives remain unclear, authorities are investigating possible connections. I'm going to throw this to you, Attorney Weiss. What is going on in this, and what exactly are swatting laws?
So I had to look that up myself to figure out what swatting laws were, but that is that you go ahead and you call in a crime, you call in something so that you can have the police or the SWAT team go out there when really nothing is going on. And it started as a practical joke and a prank, and then people do.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then people do swatting also as an act of revenge. This person pissed me off, so I'm going to swat them. And that next thing you know, you got the police and the dogs and everybody else at the house. This untimely death of this CEO Brian. It looks like it's possibly tied to a denial of a claim, and that's.
Do you really think it's a denial of a claim?
I think it could be. That John Q movie that Denzel was in years and years and years ago.
This type of theft reminds me of crime of passion.
Well, it could be a crime of passion. I mean, look, if your child, if your loved one, if someone in your family needed something and the insurance company says, no, I'm so sorry, you can't have it because you don't fit all of the check boxes in here.
Right.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to do whatever you can for your loved one. I'm not saying go out there.
Attorney Carter, what are your thoughts on this? Oh, Daniela Cameron, thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. You're going to make me come do a private session with you. Thank you so much, Diddy. Diddy has diddled our brains enough.
She's going to take her $50 back. Girl, get your $50 back.
Go back in the private chambers.
Danielle's my girl. We got to look out for her. She's
awesome. She can come in the private chambers and you can have a chance to
No.
Diddy has added our brain.
Back in the bottle. Put the genie back in the bottle.
That's right. Can we please check on the CEO of the baby oil company? He got after losing Diddy. That is hilarious. All right.
Baby oil sales have gone up tremendously. Everybody's going ahead and buying a piece of memorabilia. So,
are you serious? That's crazy. That's nasty. Y'all are.
People didn't realize that was the answer to a good time. Like they thought it was limited to changing diapers, and now that people know there are much more expansive ways to use baby oil in an adult setting, please. People have been trying it out.
Brittany, do you use baby oil?
Oh, God.
I won't answer that question. I will say that I graduated from an HBCU and I went to a lot of Q oil parties and youth parties, and the baby oil was prevalent, okay?
always prevalent, baby. Always.
Well, you can't be ashy at the freak off. Like, I think that's a requirement.
Alleged freak off. Alleged.
Friday night. Y'all are doing too much. All right, next up. Finally, a new law has made it illegal. Yeah, illegal, Shaitan. Illegal, Brittany, to snoop through your spouse's
phone.
Illegal,
Sean. Illegal, Jason. Not sure why you're calling out the women. But
because we ain't snooping. That's why.
Let's discuss the implications for marriages and the law. Rounding out today's docket is a new law that's sparking heated debate amongst the lawyers on the panel tonight. In certain jurisdictions, snooping through your spouse's phone without permission is what? Illegal. Yes, you heard me right. Illegal. That's right. No more midnight scrolling through texts without what? Consequences. Attorney Brian, let's go to Jason first. Jason, tell me what's going on with this. And do you back this up? Do you support this new law?
Part of me says it's a good law. Part of me says it's not a good law. I mean, if you got something to hide, then it's a great law. You shouldn't be allowed to look. If you got nothing to hide, then it's a terrible law. But I mean, look.
Well, who doesn't have something to hide, sir?
People who are faithful.
Oh, you know what? Really? You were faithful and you didn't hide anything from your husband ever?
I didn't have anything to hide because the thing is,
even the shoes that you purchased or the outfit, the money that you spent, you didn't hide any of that from him?
I lived out loud.
Plead the fifth, counselor. Plead the fifth.
But I think the thing it's interesting. I'll be interested to hear what Attorney Carter and Attorney Porter have to say, because I have to be careful because my mom commented a little bit ago, and so I have to be on my best behavior. I hope she didn't hear those comments about the baby oil. But I do think that there is a moral aspect of this, right? There is a relationship kind of preservation aspect to this, and then there's the law. So there's a lot of reasons why you should say that people should not look through someone's phone. The question here is whether, in the context of marriage, what are the legitimate expectations of privacy that a married person has in their phone? Because back in the day, right, when people's phone used to ring at their house, right, what was the code that they used to do? Like, the paramour would call and it would ring 2 times, and then he would know. And I'm going to say he because the research shows that men are the ones who cheat all the time.
Okay, listen.
More often. But I'm
order in the court. We're not going down this man.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. But when there were house phones,
fix it.
Right, but when there were house phones, there wasn't as much privacy, and nobody thought that somebody who was married would have a legitimate expectation of privacy in a house phone. That's why people went in the bathroom and they would be whispering. I know somebody, that's how he got caught. It's funny. Hopefully they don't watch the show, but I knew a guy who was friends with my ex. We went to his first marriage, right? And then he was on the phone talking to a friend of mine in the bathroom, whispering, because he had met my friend, fell in love with her. Then the first marriage didn't work out within months, and he married my friend. They're still married now. Back then, his first wife was listening outside the bathroom. Like, did he have a legitimate expectation of privacy when he was talking on the phone in the bathroom? I don't think so. So the law always is slower to meet the technology, right? So now that we have cell phones, people believe that they're personal. And there's a variety of expectations that people may have that are illegitimate. As Attorney Wise said in Chambers, who's paying the cell bill? Whose account is it, right? If your account is in someone else's name, you may feel like it's your phone. You may have strong feelings about it being your phone, but it ain't your phone.
What it is that what is you is the expectation of the other party that it is you that they're communicating with. We actually have federal laws that say you can't impersonate someone else and pretend to be someone else, can't send out faxes on behalf of someone else, etc. As far as, now let me explain this, all right? As someone who's been married for 32 years, all right, and hopefully 33 after this show, but 32 at least, you know, my wife and I, for instance, have phones. They have locks on them. We talked about this the other day. The locks are not for each other. We have each other's codes. All right. The locks are for if you find my phone. I don't trust you. All right. But I trust her and she trusts me. And here's why you, by the way, don't necessarily want to have your phone locked and not have your cell phone or your password for somebody. My dad died about 6 months ago. And guess what? We're still trying to get in his phone.
Oh, no.
We can't get in his phone, which means we can't change his bills because all that stuff goes to text messages, etc. And there are lots of people out there. All right. So the point is somebody should have the lock code. I don't know why you're trying to hide it from your spouse, because guess what? If you're a man, guess what? She know. Every woman, you gonna get caught. You might not be today. It's gonna be next week. All right. You're gonna get caught. Women, on the other hand.
Okay.
Attorney Carter, are they gonna outlaw?
Hold on. Okay, lawyers. Hold on, lawyers.
Their husbands' minds, right?
Lawyers, excuse me. Order. Y'all, you know what? You guys are taking it too far. You're taking it too far. Let's stay out of our personal relationships and go to the last topic.
We have the last topic.
Wait, I just want to know, how does the husband-wife privilege apply with the use of the phone, right? If you're married and you tell your spouse something, you're protected by privilege. Right. So is the phone something that's here's the answer.
Weiss brings up a good point. So in modern times,
you guys
today, people believe that the only thing that matters is how they feel. However, there's a whole body of laws that exist to protect the sanctity of marriage. And one of them is the spousal privilege. And so people can't just erase it because they're like, oh, I sent a private message. I didn't realize that. And so I think as this law becomes litigated, if anybody attempts to do it, I think the reason we weren't able to find any cases with anybody being prosecuted is for the reason Attorney Weiss just mentioned. There's all these laws that protect the sanctity of marriage, and family laws tied into it, part of the divorce laws tied into it. And so just to say, oh, you know, spouses shouldn't snoop, it's a catchy headline, but it really needs to be unpacked.
Needs to go in prenup.
Oh, it's a
now. You're
right of
allowed to look
privacy.
at my
It's a
cell.
right of privacy. It's a right of privacy. Like
Well,
you
no.
can't change the line in the sand where privacy relates to.
Have you were married? Were you naked with your wife?
Yeah, of course.
What right of privacy did you have then? That's my whole point. Marriage is
I
about
can make my
intimacy.
choice. I can make my choices of when I want to be naked or not with my
It's
wife.
about intimacy, right? So if she walked into the bathroom and you weren't expecting it, would you say she was invading your privacy? Probably not.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. Yes, you cannot come in. We have a strict rule in this house. That's why we. By the way, this is a good thing. That's why you need someone who's been married 32 years. Teach you these things. The key to our marriage, the cornerstone of the strong bond we have, it's not those 4 kids. It's not this house. You know what it is? Is that we don't get in the bathroom with each other. All right. I ain't never seen that woman go to the bathroom. I don't think she does. I don't think she's pooped in 32 years. I don't know. She's not going to tell me, because if he does, we ain't going to make it 33. I can't come in here. I ain't going to deal with
me beat. I'm at 25 years, but same thing.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
You men are very smart. What if she came in the bedroom when you were naked and not expecting you? You wouldn't think that was an invasion of privacy.
Attorney Turner, cut it out, please, because my phone is my business and my property. You don't need to ever go through my phone ever. It's just not right unless you get my permission.
Did she ask your permission before she touched you?
Anyway, here we go. All right, everybody, y'all see how Friday night is getting, and it definitely got hot tonight. Listen,
I want to hear from Attorney Porter, though. She didn't comment on this.
Oh, she snapped around a little bit.
my note card says I plead the fifth. I tuned in tonight. I gotta shut up. I got no comment.
All right, this is the part of the show.
About.
All right, algorithms, this is part of the show that we go to you, the jury, to answer any of your questions as it relates to what the topic was tonight. First up, Danielle Kelberon says, if that judge blocks Biden's pardon, can we block Trump's presidency? We have a criminal for future president.
Yeah, that's from last time's show.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that wasn't from today. That was from the last show.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, so
there we go.
Yeah, why are you even able to bypass safety mechanisms? That shouldn't even be a feature. You're right. That shouldn't be a feature.
Oh, down here. Okay, where is this?
And that's, I think, why the manufacturer lost so big, is because they put together this ride. They determined how it could operate. Now, there might be reasons to bypass the safety mechanisms that aren't intuitive, because sometimes you might need it to save someone. Because if you can't unlock the seatbelt or whatever, the harness, then you might be in a bind because someone might have a heart attack or something. So it's not that simplistic, but I do think that Danielle brings up a good point, which is on what parameters were the operators given before they could do that.
Well, and the other thing boils down to, look, a 15-year-old operating a ride that can cause, a deadly outcome should not be allowed. You want to operate the merry-go-round and you're 15, okay, right? You want to operate the barnstormer, okay. You're going to operate something that as fast as a minute.
Yeah, that's crazy like that. So that's what NIKK NAK 86, I guess Knickknack 86 said. So should there be an age requirement to operate the rides? And do the employees sign a waiver of some sort during training? I would assume all of that would have to be signed.
I don't think you should have an age requirement, because being someone that's actually from Florida, a lot of my friends that I grew up with, they relied on those summer jobs, being able to go work at amusement parks.
Yeah.
15-year-olds are untrainable. 15-year-olds can still operate a vehicle by themselves, and that's equally as dangerous. I think it just goes down to training and protocol, period.
Okay. All right, Danielle Cameron said, don't Young Thug got enough money to bring Magic City to him?
That's what I said. I said that too.
She is off the chain. Okay, you know what? You guys have done way too much tonight. All right, next up, this is the part of the show that we go back to our legal beagles to get their guilty or not guilty sentence on the case that we covered tonight. All right, first up, as you guys all know, Tyre Sampson and the amusement park. Is the amusement park guilty or not guilty of protecting his safety? Attorney Rice, what does it say? What say you?
I say the amusement park owed him a duty to protect his safety, so they're guilty.
That's what. Okay. Attorney Turner.
I'm going to answer the question about the manufacturer who's on trial here, and I think that they breached their duty. The actions of the amusement park, I agree with Attorney Rice. They had a duty to protect him, but that wasn't the question that was presented here.
All right, Attorney Porter.
Yeah, I agree with my cohorts that everyone's guilty, down from the teenagers that bypass certain protocols, safety measures, to the manufacturer, to the park owner, and then in addition to that, to the operator. So all parties involved.
Okay, Attorney Carter.
Yeah, they're guilty. I mean, they were found liable at least. It's interesting to me though that the punitive damage awards were $310 million. Usually, you only get that type of award if people are really mad. You know what I mean? It's not like it's innocent mistake. People must have been reading. People who either judge or and think that probably a jury in this case must have really thought that these people were out of bounds. This isn't like some just accidents happen. And so yeah, they're quadruple, 310 times guilty.
Jeez. All right, I'm Alan. I'm the judge here in the celebrity court, and we're gonna find them guilty of all type of negligent supervision, negligent everything, negligence. All right, next up we have a guilty or not guilty towards Diddy for dangling the young lady over the balcony. Is he guilty or not guilty? Oh, I'm sorry, no. Next up, yeah, guilty or guilty. We go to Diddy. Guilty or not guilty for the balcony lawsuit? Attorney Carter.
Guilty, but here's the thing: he's guilty of basically anything you can imagine these days.
Right.
By the way, I'm suing him next week. All right, for an incident that happened between us. I'll tell you the details when I get the lawsuit in, because you'll believe it at this point, right?
Absolutely.
And so give me some of that $10 million too. But yeah, he's guilty.
Okay, Attorney Wise.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything that I think he's guilty. Right now, it's just somebody going ahead making an accusation. Diddy is the person who's got a bullseye on his head, and I haven't seen anything for guilty yet. But I reserve the right to change it as the facts unfold.
Hell no, no, you will not. No, you will not. Not
as it is.
No, you will not. No, you will not, sir. Did you not see him drag that girl down the hall, throw plants at her, choke her out, and stomp her? If that's not guilty of something, then what is?
That's guilty of something, but that doesn't mean he's guilty of what she is saying, that he dangled her over the side. So I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm not saying he's a saint. He
you say as it relates to this. Gotcha. All right, I get it. All right, Attorney Turner.
Two things. One, we're guilty of posting that picture of him where he looks like Blade that Wesley Snipes played. Like, I just don't even understand why that picture keeps coming up. He looks like the poster child for guilt for all things, right? Somebody stole my bike when I was 5. I think this man did it. But anyway, as it relates to dangling the woman over the balcony, do y'all remember when Michael Jackson did that to his baby and we were all
You know what? You're doing too much.
No, I'm just saying. The baby was light. The baby weighed like 25 pounds and Michael was struggling. So if Diddy was doing this to a grown woman, he looks like he's got a bit of a punchy belly. He don't look like he's been lifting like he should. I'm not sure how he did it. So I need more information before I can make that conclusion.
I tell you how you know he did it.
Attorney Porter, save us, please. Attorney Porter, please save us.
I mean, I'm not Jesus Christ, but I will say there is insufficient evidence. So with that being said, no verdict can be rendered on this matter at this point.
All right, Attorney Carter, did we go to you already?
Yeah, we did. But what's up with Attorney Porter being reasonable? That ain't the point of this show, girl.
Sean Carter, I need you to mind your business.
I'm now starting to think maybe you got some Diddy in
I
your past.
already told you I plead the fifth. Okay.
All right, fair enough. Don't make me get find you up here on ChatGPT. All right, go ahead.
Brandy Granderson said, "Is Al okay?" Yes, Al is okay. I just had a little bit too many libations. Brandy, Dr. JP said,
All
Al is guilty of
libation.
making a nap. Not a nap. That's not what I need. I promise you, I don't need a nap. Al, you try to have alcohol before doing the show. It doesn't look good on you. At this point, I don't care. I'm enjoying my best life. Sorry, I had to work tonight. I've been working all week. I deserved to have fun.
We were trying to do something different. We were trying to see how the show would go if you pushed your limits. And so now everybody's getting able to
Everybody knows, right? And Professor Sagittarius.
Okay, PR.
Al needs to go to bed. No, you need to go to bed. I'm at the time of my life. I don't need to go anywhere. Okay. Benjamin 12 said, Judge Al is lit. You are correct. Lit. Stop. Anyway, all right, everybody.
I want you to have another drink, though. She said do a shot on the show.
All right, that's hilarious. All right, everybody. That's it for today's Celebrity Court. Remember, whether you're a billionaire, a superstar, or an everyday citizen, the law doesn't play favorites. Join us next time as we continue to dive into the legal stories that keep the tabloids buzzing. Until then, stay informed, and also, please, for the sake of everybody on this panel, stay legal. Have a good night.
Night.